Hello everyone, welcome to Durrett's Sake. It's that time of the week where I go over my NFL predictions for week 5. So let's get started with tonight's Thursday night football game between the Buccaneers and the Falcons, who are 2-point favorites. I know the Falcons are at home, but to be honest, I'm not sure why they're favored in this game. The Bucs offense is playing well right now, and it's not like the Falcons' defense is elite by any means. They're good, but it's not like they're elite, you know. And then on the other side of the ball, the Falcons' offensive line injuries is an issue, and the Bucs' defense is really good at getting to the quarterback. And with the pocket, immobile, quarterback and Kirk Cousins against a good pass rush, that will probably spell trouble. So therefore, I'll take the Bucs to get the win and keep their spot in first place in the division. I have Tampa Bay winning 27-19. Next, you got the Jets versus the Vikings, who are 2.5-point favorites. The foreign games kicked off with Brazil week 1, and now we continue on with the foreign games as we got a game in London here. I will say this. Even if the Jets would have easily beaten Denver last week, I would have still liked the Vikings in this game. I'm now buying to the Vikings hype, at least for the regular season. That's a key context there, at least for the regular season. Their defense, for the most part, has been playing very well, and the Vikings offense has been hard to stop. Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell has gotten the most out of quarterback Sam Darnold. I feel the Jets' issues will travel with them all the way to London, as the Vikings will win this game. The only question is, will this game be competitive or not? I have Minnesota winning 28-13. And then Ravens versus Bengals. Ravens are 2.5-point favorites. This game is the hardest game for me to predict this week. With the way the Ravens' offense is humming right now, going up against this bad Bengals defense, running back Dan Henry and others should continue to feast. I know the Ravens defense finally showed up and slowed down Buffalo, but as long as the Bengals offensive line holds up, I don't think the Ravens are going to have 2 good games in a row on defense. And I think the Bengals can compete in a shootout. And the Bengals also really need this win, because if they want to feel like the playoffs is still in reach, they need to get the win. I don't feel great about this prediction at all, but my gut's telling me the Bengals will actually get the upset here. I have Cincinnati winning 28-27. Next, you got the Colts versus the Jaguars, who are 3-point favorites. I don't get why the Jaguars are the favorites. Since the Jaguars' defense is not playing well, I think the Colts are fine whether Anthony Richardson or Joe Flacco starts at quarterback. Now, star running back Jonathan Taylor is a big piece, and if he were not to play, then that definitely makes things tricky. But if I had a guess, I assume he'll play this game, and therefore I'll take the Colts to win as the Jacksonville meltdown continues. I have Indianapolis winning 27-23. Next, you got the Dolphins versus the Patriots, who are 1-point favorites. The fact that the Patriots are favorite in any game just shows how bad things are for Miami. This will be one of the most boring games of the week. Neither offense could do much. First to just 10 points would actually win this game. But I'll pick the home team here, the Patriots, to barely get the win. I have them winning 13-9. Next, you got the Browns versus the Commanders, who are 3-point favorites. Since the Browns' defense has regressed from last year, I expect Washington's offense to continue to be a well-oiled machine and force the Browns to win a high-scoring game, which they've shown they can't do at this time. So I have Washington winning 34-17. Next, you got the Bills, who are 1-point favorites versus the Texans. This is the other most interesting and hard game to pick this week. I can see it going either way. The one thing I will say is when good teams get embarrassed, as Buffalo did last week, the following week they play better and more often than not get the win. Since Buffalo played bad against the Ravens, I expected to be more sharp this game and escape with a victory in the Stephon Diggs Bowl. I have Buffalo winning 27-24. Panthers versus the Bears, who are 4-point favorites. Chicago is in the same position as last week. They got to win the beatable teams at home like they've done so far this season. I think the Panthers' offense could do some things against Chicago, but I think the Bears should be able to score against a bad Carolina defense, so the Bears win 2 in a row. I have Chicago winning 28-21. Next, you got the Raiders versus the Broncos, who are 2.5-point favorites. I know the Broncos' offense is one is one of the worst in the league. But with that being said, I like this matchup for Denver. Denver's defense is one of the most underrated defenses in the league, and I feel they could limit the passing game of Las Vegas, especially since Devontae Adams will be out again. And also Vegas doesn't run the ball well at all, so it'll be hard to score. So as long as Bo Nix just doesn't turn the ball over and just manages the game like he's been doing, then Denver should get the win. Although I would feel better if Knicks can at least pass for 100 yards. Like, at least do that. So I have Denver winning 16-12. And next, you got the Cardinals versus the 49ers, who are 7-point favorites. Until Arizona shows me otherwise, I can't put any trust in them right now. The passing offense has regressed from the first 2 weeks, and Arizona is probably a bottom 10 defense in the league. So even though the 49ers have some injury concerns with like Fred Warner and George Kittle getting hurt last game, I'll take them to win. I have the 49ers winning 24-17. Next, you get the Packers, who are 3-point favorites, versus the Rams. I'm curious why the Packers are not favored by a lot in this game. The one way I can see this game be close is Rams coach Sean McVay treats this game like he would when he faces the 49ers, since he's worked with the Packers coach Matt LaFleur and is a part of like Shanahan coaching tree. With that being said, the Rams defense won't stop the Packers here. So as long as the Packers defense plays well, then the Packers should win this game. I have Green Bay winning 27-17. Next, you get the Giants versus the Seahawks, who are 6.5-point favorites. This is one of the few projected blowouts this weekend that I agree with the odds makers on buying. Despite Seattle having injuries on their defense, the Giants don't have the offense, especially if star rookie receiver Malik Neighbors doesn't clear concussion protocol this week, to take advantage like the Lions did in their last game. The Seahawks will score plenty of points to win this game. I have Seattle winning 27-10. Sunday Night Football, I get the Cowboys versus the Steelers, or 2.5-point favorites. The good news for the Cowboys is that they had extra time to rest to prepare for this game. Otherwise, this is not an ideal matchup for the Cowboys. Pass rusher DeMarcus Lawrence on IR, another star pass rusher Mike Parsons will most likely not play. Brandon Cooks, the second best receiver for the Cowboys, is out. But going back to the defense, though, the pass rush is one of the redeeming qualities of the Cowboys defense, especially when they face an offense line with backups like Pittsburgh currently has. However, without them, quarterback Justin Fields should have a solid outing, and I don't think the Cowboys' deke and dunk offense will work against the Steelers defense who got embarrassed last week. So I have Pittsburgh winning 28-16. Now for the Monday Night Football game, you got the Saints versus the Chiefs, are 5-point favorites. After the hot start for the Saints in the first 2 games of the season, they then let the next 2 games slip away and not have to regroup against the defending champs here. To me, this is not a great matchup for the Saints. For starters, do-it-all guy Taysom Hill is injured again, and he's a big key to the Saints' offense to be successful. Even if he does play, though, the problem for the Saints is the middle of their offensive line is not great with their center out, and quarterback Derek Carr is a pocket passer facing a good defense that has a good pass rush and loves to blitz. So then there is also a big coaching mismatch in this game to make matters worse. Now, because the Chiefs have injuries on offense and are not a fluid offense by any means right now, the Saints can potentially, remain in the game and make this close, because the Chiefs haven't really been able to blow anyone out. But I do like the Chiefs to remain undefeated here. I have them winning 19-13. So thank you very much for listening to my podcast today. Please subscribe to my channel and tell me about me. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.